Hi, I'm miltonchang of Bonsaiheirloom. Today I work on this juniper. Again, it's one of those that I planted 26, 27 years ago on my property to hold the slope. And I dug it out. This one probably, well, I started working, I got busy and I never work on my trees very much. But I started working on them about 10 years ago. And so I suspect 10 or 12 years ago, I dug it out from the ground and started working on it. And this is just a big one, and I chopped it off, and then there's a side branch coming up, and I tried to play with it to get the curves and so forth. I never used wiring. I did it because this is a nice branch for cascade, and this is kind of like semi-cascade. But unfortunately, at the time, I was believing in the old bonsai wisdom, conventional wisdom of keeping the trees dry, especially juniper and pine. And the net result is that, I use a lot of sandy material and lava rock and all that stuff. And unfortunately, quite a few branches died back. But you make lemonade when you have lemon, and they became part of the design. I haven't tried to finish this off to clean it up and or maybe even paint it with the lime sulfur to have a strong contrast between life and death wood. But this is what I got. And today what I'll do is I'll show you, I would say this has been gone through maybe 3 to 4 pruning. And now it's to the final stage. I don't want to prune too much anymore to kind of make it too sparse, but rather work on the paths, outline of the paths, like using poodling method to let it grow into the shape that I had imagined. So like this one, I probably like to have more growing this way. So I would now cut the ones on that side and eventually get to my ideal design. So with that in mind, then I'll start working on it. You can see this tree actually is pretty good all around. So let me turn it around. So for example, like right now, this one is sticking up front, and that's also sticking up front. But if I turn it a little bit and turn it a little bit, you can see there's a little bit more depth. So you play with it, and even the backside looks pretty good. If you want to accentuate this curve, and then this goes up. But I think overall, I think this will be too much protruding on the front. So maybe I was doing the right thing by having this as the front. And so now this at the side, this at the back, and reasonable depth and reasonable three-dimensionality. So with that in mind, then I will come to the front and start clipping. It's fairly quick because, this is getting close to being a showable tree. So I would do a little fine tuning, not cutting too much, and try to make the path full to make it closer to a showable tree. Now, one of the things when you do clipping is you get carried away. As a human nature, you tend to do that. So always avoid kind of forgetting about the long term by being the short-term focus, or wind up, seeing the tree, not the forest. So I think it's a good idea to give a rough outline, quick clipping, to remind myself, I want this to be long, I want that to be long, to create that triangle, and make this side a little bit shorter, and then make the top a little bit longer on this side, to balance off a little bit shorter on that side. So in a way, one schematic is to make the top going this way, the triangle, irregular triangle, and then the bottom irregular triangle to kind of like staggering. And one other thing is that that people get carried away is that they are so anxious to make the tree look healthy and luxurious that they are hard at cutting back. And I think to remember one thing is that you want a tree to be full, but birds can fly through it. So in a sense, you can see the trunk rather than just totally covered by the green or the leaves, like many of the old bonsai books, bonsai do. So, okay, so I'll start trimming. I wouldn't, one thing I have to remember is to never let the apex keep growing to the point of being too long. And this one is coming from the side, so it should be closer to the top. So in fact, I would probably cut off all of this to make this the apex. You see, so now instead of an apex is here, I will start over here again so that the apex will not be overwhelmingly make the tree taller. So again, it's painful to cut off the top, but you know, what can you do but for the sake of the design. So now you can see this tree is shortened, but this tree is coming up this way and going up, and then this coming down. So again, I'm going to just cut the outline, poodling, so to speak, but I want this branch to go more this way. So I cut off here. And then you pull up the bottom needles because that always tend to be the case because it's in the shade and eventually dies back in nature. And then the next phase, then I would just keep pinching it rather than cutting it again so that I don't lose sight of the direction I'm going. So in fact, I think this one should go or shorter because this one should come up. And so you cut off the thing to open more space when it fills out, it will be right. And so it's a combination of clipping and pinching. And so this is a nice apex. And then this, I think I can cut back quite a bit. I would say I want it to go back, not the front. So I just cut it off, right? And then pinch the back. And someday when I'm ready for show, I can easily wire this one to the right position to be exactly right. But in the meantime, that's probably good enough. If it's totally in the wrong direction, I don't want to deal with it, so I just cut them off. And then this one, like I said, I want this branch to be longer going this way. So I cut it off here so that it would, the tip will grow faster, so this one will come out longer. And I peel back the bottom branches, the bottom needles, and prune the top to the shape of the outline of the pad. And then eventually pinch it to get there. It doesn't look good after you kind of drastically cutting it, but after a couple of times of pinching, it will start to look civilized, like a show quality bonsai. So, but that's what you do. Now, this one, you see, it's kind of a clashing with this one. You don't need it. Whereas this one's in the back, you wanted to encourage, maybe even wire a little bit to pull it this way, you see? Right, so with that in mind, then I'll make this into a chin. And that's very easy since it's still actively growing in this spring weather. Not spring yet, but mild weather. So you just peel it. You know, use the plier if necessary to peel it clean. So even if this branch doesn't exist, it's okay because this kind of conveyed the idea there was a branch there to fill this hole. Now it's dead and it's still there to kind of complement the tree. What you can do is that you clean it up as much as you can now. And then what you do is that you come here and use the plier or use a scissor to break the tip. You know, like just if in nature it got broken due to wind or something. But in the meantime, it's hard to kind of duplicate that effect. So just leave it alone for it to dry out. And then you can come do this or use the plier to break it. So this one, in fact, I think I can try to save it by doing this. Now you have a branch, this part to fill this hole in time. Or you can just make this whole thing into a gin and not worry about it, and that should be fine. Bend this a little bit to cheat a little bit so that there will be a branch at the right direction. And for sure, cut off the top so the bottom branch is going off in the right direction. Not great, but give me the basis to start the next time. So let me work on this part. And you see, an old branch long may not necessarily have bed bug to have green. So it's okay if there's a little bit bare trunk, branch, trunk-like branch, thick branch. It's okay. Clean off all of the redundant growth. So the energy will go into the branches you want. So I want to be careful not to carry it away, do the fine tuning, but there's a branch here, and I probably don't need this branch, so I'll cut it off. Maybe make that into a gin, a small gin, so that that long branch does not look too bare. And then this one coming out, I really wanted to go that way. So I would do this and peel off the bottom, excess branching. And now you can see this branch is going back, and you want this branch to be about this length. And you can cut back a little bit, let the remaining branch to grow out. And you do a little pinching. And then this one is going this way. So what you do is that you cut off a little bit of this to fill this hole and clean up some of the extra growth on top and at the bottom, so that when it comes out, it will be filling up this. I think I pull off too much, but it will come back. So now I only have a couple more remaining main branches to be done. And I have to keep in mind what work on these branches would do to the front look of the tree. Anything I can see from whichever angle. Again, poodling to create an imaginary pad, and then you can clean it up afterwards. If I happen to want this branch to come down some, you can see a guy wire would do that very nicely, just as the tree is done by drooping, a branch is drooping due to the weight of its age. So just in case, let me to show you how to fine tune it. This branch coming down and this branch coming down will show a little bit more of the age. Instead of everything is up, it's coming down. So it's that easy, just do the final adjustment. You can be anywhere. And then I can pull this one down by, let's say, find a dead wood, right? And now you can see this tree got a little bit more of an aging look. And then this one, I think coming down would be nice too, but it's bumping into the other branch. So maybe I push it back a little bit more this way. And by using a guy wire tie it down, it's really simple and make it really easy. In this case, I'll just tie it to a dead branch, so I don't worry about girding at all. So what I've done is I cut the, in some sense, to do the imaginary pad by poodling it, by cutting back. And then I will here start to pinch it to fulfill the voids or the shape of the path that I'm imagining it. I envision it. So that is a tree. I will show you this tree in about 6 months for sure. In a year, I think in a year it will be a show quality tree because the paths will be quite full and I had to pinch them to make it less full. So thank you very much for watching. Please tell a friend. If you like my video, please click like and subscribe to our channel and go to our website to sign up for our mailing list, because we'll have a variety of trees offered for sale that you will like. So thank you very much for watching and see you next week.